Okay, this is video 3 in the basic manipulation of a photo lectures. In this particular demo, what we're going to work on is how to move the photo around, flipping it and rotating it. So the first thing we want to do, of course, is open up our original file, which I've already done to save us some time. And then the next thing we want to look at is the flip tool. Now, the flip tool and the rotate tool used to be on the toolbar in previous versions of GIMP, but in GIMP 2.10, they've moved it to the view menu. So if you click on view, and then you see flip and rotate. So you can go there and say, okay, I want to flip horizontally. And what you see here, the effect that you get is that the flip puts the Canadian side of the falls on the south side and the American falls on the north side. That's what it looks like, but all it's really doing is flipping the photo. So you might have a reason for doing that, or you may have a photo that's already flipped and you want to fix it again. So let's keep the horizontally flipped, and for a moment we'll just save that as demo number 3 by doing once again our file export as. Then we enter the name of the file, demo3.jpg. Export. And then we have to wait for the pop-up menu. Click on export again when it pops up, and then we create our demo 3 file. All right, so now let's go back to view, and we'll flip and rotate, and we'll reset so the file or the photo looks as it does in the original. And then here we will then try doing the view, flip and rotate, and flip vertically. Now, of course, this creates a silly looking photo, but you may again have a reason for wanting to do this, say for some artistic reason. So you can see that all it really did was turn the picture upside down. So let's again save this as demo 4 and export. When the pop-up menu comes, click on export again, and we have finished this. Now let's once again go to view, flip and rotate, reset, and now we're back to the original photo. So what we want to do now is look at the rotate tool. So if we go to rotate, you can see that there's some pre-selected degrees. So let's just pick 15 degrees to start with. And you see what happens here is the photo is rotated 15 degrees. Notice that the effect of rotate, however, is that some of the photo is cut off. And that is unfortunately one of the effects. Now you can make the photo smaller and then less amount of the photo will be cut off. Now again, why would you do this? Well, mostly it would be for artistic reasons. Say you're putting together a poster and you wanted to have photos that are at different angles. So there might be some artistic reason. I'm going to reset this and then show you one last rotate tool, which is non-fixed degrees. Here was fixed choices. You can go here and now you get freeform. You can select any degree of rotation that you like and save that. So here almost all the data is saved because of the way that I only rotated it a small number of degrees. All right, so let's click on OK, and then we want to save this, export it as our demo 5 JPEG. One last thing I would like to do is show you how to open a file within GIMP. So to start, let's go to File, and let's close all the open files that you might have open in GIMP. And now I want to show you how to open within GIMP. Before, we always went to the file and then we clicked open with GIMP. So here we open GIMP first, and then we go to File, we go to Open, and then we can open up any of the files. So for example, we have demo 1, which is the first file we created. We can open that, and as you see, that file then opens in GIMP. All right, those are the basic functions in GIMP. Next, we're going to start doing some exercises that where you want to actually change the photo or the contents of a photo. You what we've just looked at in the last 3 lectures is you just want to use the photo in some way, a part of it or all of it. So that's why I focus on those tools primarily. Now I want you to explore some of the other tools available on GIMP, and we'll have another tutorial that actually works on manipulating the photo itself to improve the quality or to change the coloration or sharpness, light, contrast, things like that. So we're actually manipulating the photo. But for now, practice with some of these tools with your existing photos and use them to work on with one of your projects.